What's up? What's up? Let's see how everything is. Weaving Wednesday is back. Yes, I see audio coming through. I see video. Make sure I do a transition. It is good to be here. All right, Neon FPV. Hey, that is a local guy. What's up? Man, if you guys don't know Neon FPV, it'll make your eyes blurry. If you guys saw some of the other stuff that, who was it? Mike SSI. He said he's watching one of the streams and one of the guys flying quads around here chasing the tower. And he said, I just fell out of my chair. This Neon FPV, you guys need to check out some of his videos on his channel. And keep his name in your book. Hello, RC Stinger. Jermaine Jackson, RC Aviation. What's up, my man? John Hill, glad you could make it for as long as you can. Always nice to have you around. I know you have the world's greatest recliner, Lazy Boy. Wild Bill, Tim Toutant. As I was saying, Neon FPV. And Neon FPV, welcome to the room. I can tell it's your first time. I'm going to give you a wrench. Yes. Chat is starting to move, which is awesome. Welcome to Weaving Wednesdays. Yes. All right. Brian Chambers, hello. The room's starting to fill up. Good stuff. 2 likes. I appreciate it, guys. Definitely awesome. Deuces Wild, what's up, my man? I want to thank you again for helping me out with the Prometheus. That thing was scary. That thing was a beast. Very beautiful plane, as many of you guys mentioned. And it was scary to me. It's not something, because of all the people that, you know, really admire that plane. I didn't want to let anybody down and say, put it into the ground, you know. But it definitely was a cupcake in the sky, a fast cupcake. But it flew nice. So, yes. Tim Toutant, hello. How's you fly turbines, right, Tim? Good stuff. Shadow Ops RC, otherwise known as Eric, saying hello to Jackson. Hey, you know what, Shadow Ops, here's what I was thinking about. And it was really cool. It kind of gave me the goosebumps. One of the things that we have around here in Syracuse, New York, and I think you guys will like this, is, hello, Bledsoe, nice to see you. Mike Keller, I know you commented on some of my videos, but I guess it is the first time to the chat. So if everybody would, welcome Mike Keller while I get him a wrench, turn him blue, help us all to see the words from the names. What's up, Thompson's Hanger? Nice to see you. It's good to be back. So yeah, Eric, what is going to be awesome? I'm going to try and do it. I know some of the local pilots that fly the Reapers. So what I want to do is get them and see if they can get some footage from the Reaper. That's going to be awesome. I think I may even ask them to get some footage of my Cessna 150 flying and see if they can do it, you know. Because where I fly, I can fly it. I will fly at work, and they fly near there. So if I'm flying, and yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Mike Keller says, "I'm busting the hanger, assembling the shoestring 15E." That is awesome, Mike. Enjoy the build. Wayne Lee. All right, thanks for coming in, bro. You know, I'm gonna have to be hitting you up soon on some EDM knowledge. That machine is coming Thursday. It's a big one. It's a F10V made by Mitsubishi. And if you guys don't know EDM, some of you guys saw that video. Essentially, say there's a piece of metal and you have something on it. The water level comes up and it's a wire. Man, that wire just straight electricity, 14 thousandths of an inch path. For the most part, straight, just slices nice and smooth through any piece of metal there is. I will be amazed, Wayne. And, you know, it's a little daunting, that machine is. Just all the different things. When I first saw it, I didn't know whether it was going to cut my finger right off or what. But it is awesome. So one other thing I want to focus on, say, tonight is the editing. What is the editing that I do? It seems like a lot of you guys really liked the multiple angles of the cameras, and I think I want to bring that to you guys. Evening, my neighbor Michael Rochka. I want to bring that editing to you guys to show you how I do it, and give you guys a chance to say, ask some questions and try it out for yourself as well. Maybe even I'll edit up one of your videos. That'd be cool, right? You guys give me some footage, we'll figure out a way, and I'll put together a video for you and send it back. I think you guys will enjoy that as well. So let's see if I can actually add a screen, and I will do add in my Adobe Elements. And I'll start off with, let's see, I got this Cessna FPV. I'm just in the starting phases of it now. Let's see if it loads. I may need to plug in this. I have the external hard drive that some of the media is on. So we'll load that up. One of the things I want to tell you guys for editing is that you couldn't tell, but there was a lot of, well, maybe you could, but there was a lot of wind where I was. But in the editing, you can take that out. All right, let's add this screen in OBS. Let's say, let's do a display capture. And I will just try to add this one. Let's see. It may or may not work. I don't know. Seems like it's a little fussy right now. I'll take that one out. It won't take me but a moment here. All right, display capture. Add existing. Let's see if this works. Maybe I'll just do a window. That would be just as good. Window capture. All right. Yeah, this will pretty much be it. Let's do a transition real quick. Yep. I'll move this out of the way. I'm going to get the chat up. See what we're going to do. I hope you guys can see this. I'm going to pop out the chat. I'm going to put this over here. Jackson's doing some good editing. John Noons is in the house. All right, good stuff. What's up, Airborne? So you guys should be able to see this this window, and I'll be able to see your chat. This is very picky, the way this is, because it wants to control the video. All right, so are you guys, I'm doing good, John Noons. Are you guys able to see the editing area? And just so you guys know, I spent, I think, $69 on this editing software. Pilot Ryan has got the full suite. You know, it's useful for him, and he pays the subscription fee. He has the editing of Adobe, but it's not the Adobe Premiere Elements, it's the Adobe Premiere. The Elements is the simpler. I just have the Elements. Yeah, it was a lot of snow. Hopefully you made some money, farmer, and we'll see the planes that you buy with it. What, Wild Bill? It must be a woman. What is that comment for? I missed it. Um, all right. So do you guys see the editing that I see? You guys see this video here? I don't have my phone on as a second means to verify. Jermaine Spencer says, Gary, I'm about to scratch build the flight test MS Spit. Oh, the MS, that's the Master Series. I didn't know they had a Master Series Spitfire. That's cool. That's my phone turning on. All right, so the videos on this one, I actually have three feeds coming in. I'm just going to pull up this video, this YouTube video, and turn this off so you guys don't hear any other noises, just to make sure that I see mine. All right. That I see mine. No, let's see. Oh, that's a different window. That's not, okay, you guys don't see the editing yet. Let me choose in OBS something else. Let me see if I can do window. Yeah, let's do Adobe Premiere. There we go. Now I'll do a transition. And you guys will be able to see this. And I'll resize me, make this larger so you guys can see this. I think you guys will like this. And then I'll put your chats back up. Yeah. See, now I can verify that. Now I can see what you guys see. Okay. Mike Keller says the quality of the shoestring is awesome. The flaws are well documented online, so the corrections are simple. Modeling prepared. All right. So here's one of the important things that I do with the audio. There's three main things. One is a low pass. One is a high pass. And one is some sort of noise polisher or reducer. Okay. So if I'm looking at this and I'm playing this audio, then and there's some wind, then what I can do is I can take the high pass and drag it onto the video. If I bring this down here, then what happens is the high volumes, the high pitch passes, but not the low stuff. So the low stuff is the wind coming by your microphone. Everything below that just gets erased, okay? Only a certain frequency is what you're going to hear, okay? Let's do the opposite of that. I'm going to delete this from this soundtrack right here, okay? Now let's say we have an ESC that's loud and whining, okay? What we can do is a low pass, and then what we do is we adjust that frequency and we don't hear that whine. We can just straight eliminate all of the high pitch. It's just everything above this. It's like a magic button. Think about, like, you know, being at Disney World and all these kids are crying around you, and you could just, like, magic button, and you just don't hear them. You hear everybody else, but just not the high-pitched kid screaming thing, right? So that's what the low pass is. The low pass lets the low pass through. Yes, you can do the same thing for promo videos. Oh, you didn't say promo videos, Michael. Roger. Yes, you can do the same. You got me good on that one, Mike. Yes, you can do the same thing. on those videos. Randy, when we're doing his show, we could do the same thing on his videos. All right, so you guys can see here, and just so you guys know, here's the video that I'm working on editing. I'm getting certain shots, and I'm just sort of, how I do a video is I just start moving shots around to where I like. You know, you got your, just like writing a story, you got your intro, your body, and your ending. So you start taking your clips that you really like, that you want the audience to be engaged. You want to not give everything away, but you also want to show them what they want to stick around for. So you start bringing those towards the front, and you have different levels here. Video 1, 2, 3, 4. You just start stacking them in, right? And let's see. Wild Bill's making Gary laugh. He says, "Oh, Bill, I can't read that comment. I'll get in trouble." Yeah. Oh man, man, not Wild Bill. Just laughing at it. I feel like hair, like breath on my neck. All right, so Guniak knows what we're talking about. He's been married a while. Hanger 51, what's going on? I didn't say a word, Kenny. I didn't say a word. Hello, Dennis Farley. Good evening. You got to check, Ray. You got to check. So you guys can see here, and I can stretch this out to make it larger right in here. This is where it's, say, noisy, okay? This is where, hello, little guy. Looks like he escaped. It's fine if he's quiet. So this is where, and I have two videos here. I have a video up top, and the thing is, I'm just going to say, click on that so you don't see that video, and there's no audio with it. So it's just the audio video of this one. But it took me a little while. The video that you place on top is the one that shows up. Okay? So if you want to add two videos together, you can do that. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Now, one thing you can do is that video on top, you could just move it around. If you want to shrink it down, and here's what a lot of people do with, say, FPV and that the telemetry, you can just put that over here. That way people can see the telemetry, but they can also see the video down below. So now, as I land, you'll see this plane went max speed 49 miles an hour, average 25 miles an hour, and this is the Cessna 150. State Farm, yeah. Jake from State Farm. Sounds like a dude. So this also shows the longitude and latitude. So if you guys want to come find me and mess with me, come find me and mess with me. I'll give you a little warning not to, though. We got some noises from toys. Let me know if it's too much. It is nice, Wild Bill, and that's why I was going to show you guys this video. Here, let me fast forward it real quick so you can sort of see around. Check it out. This sunset too. So let's go back down. I'm gonna make this video disappear for the moment, just so you don't need to focus on it. And one thing we're gonna focus on is the audio here. Arctic Circle polar crap. Yeah, definitely. We haven't, I don't know if we had one. We had some definitely low temperatures this year, I think. Yeah, I know, Victor. What is snow? Yeah. He's okay. Just can you just have him play with the toy over there, please? Thank you. So this area with this, it's basically flying noise. Now, what I can do is I can go to the effects and go to audio and say noise reducer. And once I go in there, I get a strength for the reducer. Now, as you guys can see, actually, I've already been altering this already, so I don't need two. That starts sounding echoey and stuff like that. Randy says hello. You guys, you can see that I did. She was right there. Bledsoe said, I got home late, Kenny. Oh, you're talking about the show last night? Yeah, Jeff and Raven Rock. Man, they did a good job filling in for Bledsoe. And just so you guys know, Bledsoe's still around. It's just Bledsoe works. You know, his dog is sitting at home waiting for him just as much as we are. But he works a lot. So it's nice also that Dustin and Jeff have a spot to fill in. They did really great. If you guys can believe it, that was their first show. I know, you know, I talked to them and they were a little nervous or whatever else. They did great. The technical difficulties that takes us a couple minutes to get started, that is expected. But not only did they get over it very quickly, but they started off so strong. They started off with two people in different locations, good volume, good signal, good cameras. I think a lot of this was Tara. Don't give Jeff any credit, guys. Tara is Jeff's wife. And I tell you, they were rocking it. That time just flew by last night. All right. Vic is exhausted. What, you been flying all day? All right, so let's go back, get through some more of this video editing. Let me get some of the main points. You can take care of this sound here. You know, record it. You don't have to have the best microphone in the world, this, that, and the other. You can do a lot of the cleanup. Don't just post it out there. Do cleanup on it, and it'll make it that much better. All right. The other thing is, if there's a good part in this video, like say this right here. For one, you can get a freeze frame out of it. You can export it, you can get a picture, you can use that as your thumbnail. You can also bring it back in, add some more things to that thumbnail, and export that and use that as your YouTube thumbnail. So literally, if I were to go back up here, right, and put that shot back in, and I want to show you guys that, you know, here it is, I'm flying, here's a good spot, I got a sunset and some snow. I take this, that's my thumbnail, all right? Okay. The other thing is essentially making clips and moving these things around. If you clip this, then you can move that part over here. Also, you can do a Control copy and paste. So now you have, say, multiple of them. You can right click and make the speed go backwards. So here I'm going to do time stretch and I'm going to go -100. So as we play this video now, it's going to actually go backwards. Okay. I'm going to do Control Z to take these out. F you, Kenny. What's up, Dave? Welcome. So that's a little bit of the editing right there. You guys can see I had different camera angles on this one. I'm going to show you guys. I did get it for you. I'll go ahead and show you now. There's one camera on top of the plane, and I had it facing sideways, as you can see. Now here's a good thing for you guys. If you're only doing 1080p, like HD, just one HD, not 4K or anything like that, don't expect to be able to zoom in a whole lot. But if it's just the scene, all you need is HD. You don't need a 4K camera, anything like that. If it is, you have a 4K, what that does is give you the ability to zoom in a little bit, and that's when you're going to not lose clarity. So let's actually do a little bit of zooming in. Let's show you guys what it is I would do. All right. Let's see. Here's as good as any. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to go pan and zoom. Let's see. You got to choose this, pan and zoom. Actually, I'm going to cancel that one. Now, wait. Now it's there. It's just slow. I think it's doing a lot with all of this. Yeah, Randy, your run cam, if you're at 1080 and 60 frames per second, like say you have two run cams, that's sort of the way I set mine up the other day, where on the Prometheus video is I used the different angles, and when the plane got close, that way I didn't have to zoom. That's when I would use that shot, and I would get these clips. Let's actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to go to that Prometheus video. Cancel. File. Prometheus Maiden. Save changes, no. So here we are, and we're going to show you some of the zooming that I did. These are the different clips. So when you guys see that Prometheus video, especially if you haven't seen it, you'll know this is all of the editing work that goes into it. Now, it seems like it's daunting. RCR Marshall, this is not the GoPro software. I can open that up real quick. It's a little bit different. Actually, you know what? I'm going to save that for a different time. This is Adobe Premiere Elements. What I did is bought just the one-time purchase. I don't have the monthly payments or anything to Adobe. I don't have the full suite. I just wanted to edit videos. So that's why I have it, and I use Windows, Adobe Premiere Elements. Let's find a video where I have a zooming. Yeah, you see how the video is panning there? So I'm going to go there. This, within each one of these clips, this is actually the, hello EQRC, what's up my brother, welcome to the room. We're doing a little bit of editing. Right now we're in a single clip that has pan and zoom on it. This is a mystery. This is something that's valuable to you guys. Pay attention to this spot right here. If you ever want to do pan and zoom, and this will bring your videos to another level. This is it. All right. So we're at shot one. You can see I have a very large area, but I'm only going to be showing starting off this segment of this green window. And as I go to 2, you can see it's up and over. All right. So between 1 and 2, the window of what you see is going up and closing in. And it's doing that in the amount of time that you have. All right. I'm going to say that again. Basically, you're starting off in zoom area 1. You're going to 2. And if 2 is way over here, as far as on the timeline, it's going to go slow. If 2 is very soon, it's going to go quick. So sometimes I'll watch it and I'll say, oh, that's too quick. It's going to make my audience sick. So I'll chop out number 2 and I'll put another timeline in over there, but put it in the same spot. So it's a nice slow transition. Also, here's the main thing is there's a dot on here along that line, and it helps you because if your plane is there on that dot as it's moving across, that means your plane is going to be center screen. Wherever your plane is flying, the actual tracking is flying that too. All right, I know I lost some people, but let me show you this and you'll see. I'll show you the dot. You see the plane right in here? I don't know if you see my mouse. Yeah, you do. So the plane is right in here. I know it's hard for you to see, but you can see that dot. And right above that dot is where the plane is. Now you don't have to be anal retentive on this, but just follow it first things first, and then you can go back multiple times and see how your zooming was. Make sure your plane is still in that screen because your plane is moving and your window that you're capturing of what you captured is moving as well. So just try and keep it centered. You don't have to keep it on that dot. You don't have to do it the first time. Now, right about now, the plane changed directions. So you want to find out to the next spot where it went to and put a box there because you're following it all the way to that point. And then it changes direction again. Find out where it stops changing direction. So you guys will see this. You'll see how this box moves. And you'll see how it is that I zoom on my videos. You see the plane was moving around right there, but I didn't zoom to change it. And you may be able to see that it flew almost to the edge, but not quite to the edge. So I just left it. Nice, easy zoom. Now, at this point, that plane is right here at this dot, right underneath. Anybody learning anything? Way above your head, Bill? It is. It is above. It was way above my head too. But, you know, we can do this again, and you guys will pick this up. I guarantee you. Even if you pick up 20%, and I only expect you guys to pick up like 5-10% of this tonight, because I'm feeding you through a hose. All my major tricks for editing. Then you'll be that much happier. You'll be like, oh, wait, he said something about I can do the high pass, I can do the low pass. That low noise that's in the background of my videos, I don't want it there. I don't want the low to pass. I want to do a high pass filter. I want the high to pass. And I can do a automatic noise cancellation. Drag that onto my video. It automatically cleans it up for you. Yeah, you guys are free to. You know, use whatever you want. I'm using Adobe Premiere. I found out that it is good for me. If you guys want something free, like RC Air Marshal says, DaVinci Resolve. Now, I didn't see a lot of the information on that. Check it out. All right, so let's keep going with this. Now, you can see that plane right there on that dot. You see the gray dot right there? That's the transition. It's midway between where this window is and that window. And when I get to that point, then I'm switching windows. You guys will get this if you try. The words that I'm saying, they'll make sense to you. All right, so the rest of this is the same thing. I'm following the plane around, keeping it center. All right, done there. Mayday, mayday, she's going down. Hey, Wreckin' Roy, nice to see you. Welcome. Yeah, man, I know you were kind of jealous on that plane, that Prometheus, this one. It is crazy. I'm glad that I got a chance to pick it up. I could not pass this plane up. And you guys don't want to know what I paid for it, along with getting a battery. All right, so here, some small clips. I'm going to zoom this out so you guys can see that you want to give action shots to the audience. If there is something here on the end and you don't see it playing, you don't see the action, you can cut that out. So that way the audience only sees the action. Now this was that shot where it was the noise. Oh, actually I sped this up and then I come around for the landing in here. So the point with this is that if all you have is a camera, you can put that camera down and then do some zooming. And sometimes it's easier to zoom if the camera's just sitting still. I've done editing to where someone has been following the plane around and they're moving all over there. So I'm trying to adjust for that and my own flying. And it was a lot. So if you sit the camera down and you fly, say this way, that way, and you have it on 4K, then basically what you can do is set a window over there, you see the plane flying over there, you get to that point, you put another window there, and the window will move, so you'll follow the plane. Whatever software you do this in, that's essentially the pan zoom. It's not going to be easy the first time around, no matter what. All right, so for music, I don't think I added any on this one, but you would, some of the free stuff over here, you would essentially drag it in. It's going to do this, that, and the other, and you can place it where you want. And if you can, do the beat of the music to the changing of the scenes. So you can zoom in. I'll say this, RC Air Marshal. Some of this zooming that I was doing, this was 1K. This was HD. I didn't have these cameras on 4K because if I do that, the editing is more difficult because it stresses out your computer and it drains the battery fast on your camera. So you get a longer battery life if it's just HD. But you can do a little bit of zooming. As you guys can see here and see on my video, we'll go back to that spot. We'll show you how much zooming I did. That's my smallest window right there, 2. So of all of that, 1 HD, that's how much I thought I could zoom in. So I'll do a preview here and we'll see. So it's still pretty clear, right? I mean, you can see the plane, you can see it moving. Now you can tell that, okay, that was a fairly small window of a simple 1080. Like Bledsoe says, you know, he's happy with 1080. I didn't know that YouTube prevents 4K. I thought you can upload it in 4K. Yeah, I love the Samsung Galaxy Note. That was my favorite phone. The phone that I use, this actually wasn't with a phone. This was with a $50 camera. This camera right here, I picked it up at Aldi. You guys know Aldi, right? I'm going through the line and it says $50 action camera set up to look like a GoPro. And it says 4K. I was like, I don't care if it says 4K. If it gives me 1K, I'm good with that. So I picked it up. It's got a tripod. This is what it's good for, getting you another shot. And just so you guys know, I was flying over here in the snow because I've learned my lesson. Why was I flying over asphalt? You know, if I'm going to be scared, fly over snow, play around over there. And that's where I set the camera up. And the other camera was a GoPro 7, which both of them can go high res, but even the GoPro I had in just a regular 1080. Jeff in Lower Alabama, I don't like the size of the frame of the 4K with the GoPro 7 Black. I don't like wide angle at all. I wonder though if you can change that though, Jeff. You know, there's different settings for what it does. But I really haven't messed around with the GoPro a whole lot, so I wouldn't know. Hello, George Watch. Good evening. We're just going over a little bit of editing. Yeah, Wreckham Roy. Use the GoPro, and that's the thing I like to add to some of these videos. Like if you guys are recording, if you have somebody recording on your phone, that's awesome enough right there. Some of the jet videos that I shot with this thing came out great. People were like, wow, that's your phone? Yes, Samsung puts out a good one. But if you have a GoPro as well, just sitting at the end of the runway, it makes for some of those classic shots of the plane coming towards you and taking off. All you got to do is set it down and leave it. Speaking of low-res cameras, and this is one that my buddy was asking me to take a look at, and when I actually fixed it, he gave it to me. It's a Firefly. It takes a very good picture and video, 760p, so it's not even HD. If you guys saw my B17 video, the maiden on that, this was sitting on the front. The thing is, I didn't zoom in with this. As soon as you zoom in, you're getting fuzzy. So if you just set this on a plane, and this is what In the Tube Deep runs as well on his Su-30 and his other planes. He doesn't zoom in on them. It's going to show the plane. It's going to show the scenery just fine. But just like this, if you have this on the plane, if you have a GoPro in the field, and you have somebody following your plane with a camera and getting your commentary, then you can take some of these shots and add them in. Like put it above it, right up here, and add something extra to your video. You know, I'm not a great pilot. I'm not a great entertainer. I don't have great scenery. My planes are getting better. But it's the editing that makes it fun. Makes it fun for me, makes it fun for other people to watch. GB knows about editing for sure. And my son here playing with my daughter's toy. It was so funny. My daughter's birthday is tonight, and she got something, it's a Transformer. And I'm just like, yeah, the boy's so going to play with that. And that's what he's doing. GB's got also a nice camera. By the time I step up, boy, you guys will be enjoying the videos that much more. But yeah, I like the phone. Having a buddy with a phone camera skills is the best. Definitely, Deuces. It is very helpful. And then the next best thing is multiple cameras and a little bit of editing skill. Hey Dave, you got Amy, but you need to get out of the way. Amy is first. Get her up there next to you, because I keep seeing your head, and it makes it so difficult for her, and it makes it difficult for the camera. I'm like, Dave, the camera person is the most important. Yeah, Dave, really the GoPro, if you had a GoPro and recorded in 7, made sure your battery, recorded in 4K. If you made sure your battery was good and your SD card had enough memory in it, I would set that somewhere down in the field on a tripod. Leave Amy doing what she does, and then take from your GoPro your best shots. And one thing you can do is you can put your videos on top of each other. So you have, say, your phone video and then your GoPro video up here. And then you can, that way you're in the same timeline. And for all of your GoPro video, if it's off here to the side, you'll still have your commentary, say your voice and Amy's voice talking about the plane. And then you just chop out the parts that you don't want with the GoPro, just where it flew by it or something like that. So you add those to your video. Yeah, and that's what I was saying, Jeff, about that GoPro is if I just leave it in regular HD, you know, what I like that's convenient about it is I'll just hit the button on top, it'll turn on, it'll record, I'll hit the button again, it'll stop and turn off. It doesn't use a lot of battery, it doesn't use it for a long time, and I know that if I hit that button, it's recording, hit it again, it turns off, and it saves my battery. Reckon Roy is having a good laugh with Ruff. What's he saying? Dave need more decam. Oh my God, yeah, more decam. Is Bitco Bobby by chance in the room? So you got more decam. Doing good, Jeff. How about yourself? Man, you guys did an excellent show last night. I was bragging on you guys earlier. It was amazing. You guys had that classy entrance where you had to be late a little bit, fashionably late, and then you guys really knocked it out of the park. I told everybody not to give you any credit. Give it all to Tara. And I know Dustin did a lot of work on his end. But I really love how you guys, it's the same thing as some of the people were saying about me. You come out strong, and you know you're going to have more shows to look forward to. Except you guys also did it where you had two people. And that took some courage right there to come out of the gate swinging. And that was a lot of technicals, so I definitely give it up to you guys. And keep it up. Keep up the good work. EQ says, soon I get Wi-Fi, I'll have onboard videos anyway. Onboard videos are great. And that's the thing is, you just need a couple little shots here, a couple little shots here. For this Cessna, I had a GoPro down below, an action cam facing this way, and then I also had my FPV camera facing forward. And the thing is, the FPV feed is not something you want to make your audience watch for a long time. It's not very clear, it's grainy, so you want to be able to take the good shots, the landing or the takeoffs with the FPV feed, and then the rest of the time, give them the good scenic videos, except be able to take some from here, some from there, and then do that transition where it makes sense. And that's definitely something that you guys seem to like, and I like doing it. Yeah, Jackson, watch even the rerun of that show. I made it live, but I bet the rerun is just as good. And when is the show? That was Tuesday. So, Jeff, what time are you guys going to try and start on Tuesday? I know it's before Bledsoe, when Bledsoe gets out of work at a good time. Randy's still talking about the decam. Hello, baby. More to come, more to come. All right, so I told you guys some information about editing. What information would you guys like about editing? Roy says hi, Rhonda. Any questions you guys have, whether it's audio, how I set it up, how I edit my videos, do panning and zooming. I use a Canon Vixia HD G20 camera for filming and a Mobius on the aircraft. And Mobiuses are good video for the size. I also have a Run Cam 2 that I'll put on a plane, and that's definitely nice. If anybody ever films for me, like say with this camera, what I'll do is I'll have my camera filming in 4K, and I'll tell them not to worry about zooming, just to keep it in the general area. I haven't done the video yet. It's going to take a little bit of filming, but I got lucky enough that I was flying my scale C-130 at my local high school field. And wouldn't you know, there's a full-size C-130 flying around doing multiple runs at the airport. So sure enough, I had a set of batteries waiting for when that bird came around a second time. And I got up into the air with my C-130. My little boy is running from Rhonda. I got up in the air with my C-130 trying to fly scale with this C-130 off in the distance. It was difficult because my plane was going fast, and he's just, you know, how they do, hovering in the air. But I flew way off in the distance trying to keep going. But the point is, I told my buddy, just get us both in the frame. He couldn't even see it in the sunlight. I was like, just get it there. I'll do the work in the editing. And that's what it is. This is a video editing program. This is Adobe Premiere Elements. So let's see if I can get some, let's see, info, no, I think help, about, maybe. Yeah. Let's see if that, I don't know if you guys can, if that pops up. Yeah, I'm not sure whether the second window pops up or not. Let's see if maybe I can get it in OBS. That way you guys can see it. Add window capture. Let's try this. Don't know if I'm going to get it. Oh yeah, there it is. Say okay. I will make this larger so you guys can see it. Transition in. So that's what it is that I use. Adobe Premiere Elements 2018. Now I'm reading them reading comments off of this. Let's see if I can read this without. Reckonroy says, they call me tripod. And then Jeff making comments. I don't know that he knew Roy, but he says right down below it, tripod is great. Awkward timing. Yeah, good, funniest. All right, let's take that window capture 6 off. I'll do the transition again. So yeah, now I see that go back. That's the timing I have on it. And go back to here. And then pull your comments up here. So let's see. RC Stinger says, Josh, like too many, mix slow motion mix. Photo shot angle, slowing it down, and speed up a type of editing, zoom in effect. Okay. So slow-mo, that is, here, let's do this. I'll do open project, friends hit you. There's one that I know that and I was working on it. I captured this footage from this weekend, and I have one in here where I did not only slow-mo but also, like, say, reverse. All right, so it's where this guy launched a plane. Yeah, right here. And then I'll zoom this back out and I'll show you guys that this is the same clip. Okay? Are you guys hearing that? I hope not, because I'm like zooming, going back and forth. I'm hoping I'm not making that too loud in your ear. What I'll do is I'll turn this down either way, and the other volume as well. Actually, you know what I can do? I can just mute this volume. So what I did is I got this clip of him taking off right here, okay? This is him taking off. I copied it, all right? And then I went to the end of that clip and I pasted it. And then what I did was I made him go backwards. So I took the clip, I made the time stretch. That should be -100 if he's going backwards. Or is this, okay? And I'm thinking it is -100, even though it kind of looks like 100. Oh, it's reverse speed. That's why. Because when you hit -100, it says reverse. And then I did another paste, and he goes forward. And I was like, all right, enough of that. Let's just let him launch it, right? And then I put that there. All right, so what was the other thing that you were saying? Like to know, mix slow motion. And that with slow motion, you can take a clip and you isolate it by hitting this thing right here. You see the pair of scissors? You would take this, you would clip there, and you would clip a little bit there. Like if you wanted to do the launch slow-mo, and then you right click on it and you do time stretch. Now obviously this is, let's in this case just do 20, and you'll see it stretch out here on the screen. Quite a lot, right? Takes up more real estate. So now we're going to start it over. When we play, it's playing slow-mo for that launch. Okay? It's kind of small, more versatile for what we do than a GoPro. Talking about the camera. Yeah, definitely. All right, and then what? The slowing it down and speed up type of editing, zoom in effect. So yeah, let's say this. This will be a good clip to do a, how are we going to zoom in on this? Because this will be simple as well. All right, first I'm going to take this one. This is where I'm going to start. And I'm going to center that on the plane. I'm going to erase this one, okay? Now this is black right now, but stick with me on this. Let's say this one, I'm going to put another frame, and we're going to imagine that the plane is right here, right now. And now the plane has moved somewhere else. So wherever it moved to, I'm going to put it there. And you can zoom into all different sizes. So this is your zoom ratio to how big you make this window. The smaller it is, the smaller you want to see of your original. So that means you're zooming in, right? Now, what you also have to do is, after that, you see how that box moves? You want to make sure that what you did was keeping that plane in that box. That's where the camera is currently viewing. That's your viewing port. So if your plane is flying out this way and that way, and your line is this way, then you also need to put a box out that way. Okay? Same thing again. If it's not a straight line from here to here, you need to put another box. So you need to track all the different movements. And as you get better, you know, all of these softwares, all of them are difficult in the beginning. If you're used to working another software, this is going to seem difficult. But you got to get used to it and then keep working at it. Keep working at it. Trust me, it is so quick for me compared to what I did back in the day. I was so slow at it. Nobody told me how to do this. This is so hard to find information on how to do this. But that's it. Let me see if I can, though, get this to show up so I can show you guys this pan zoom. I don't know why it's not showing up. But we're going to do this, and we're going to see the preview. I'll do this blind even. And we'll actually see here if I got it or not. Okay? This will show you right down here, show you where you are. Show you what that screen actually is. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to move this box around until I see that plane right there. All right, I'm going to go over and move this box. I'm going to zoom out a little bit, right? And so you got to realize your transition, you're going to be zoomed in, then you're going to zoom out. And how far apart those points are is how quick you're going to do that zoom. But I'm going to move this around till I see that plane center screen. And we'll watch the preview and we'll see if this zoom that I did got us to the right spot. All right. This one, the plane is not quite centered. Okay, now we're going to watch a preview. We're going to see if we zoomed in on this. You see that, guys? All right, we're going to do another preview and we'll see. Good night, Jeff. You guys see how not only we zoomed in on it, but from right there, from here to there, we zoomed out. So let's say we were to make this small again, and we're not going to zoom out anymore. We're going to stay in on it. We're going to keep it very small, right? So no zooming in or out, just staying zoomed in the whole time. Even this one, even the first one. And we're going to try and center it. All right, let's do a preview. Okay, so you guys see that? Yeah, so here's the thing, RCR Marshall, that some of the technology that is used to track those planes, I have another way that I'm going to get to work, and it's going to track the planes awfully well. Avon, don't hit those buttons, okay? It's kind of loud. Avon, can you take it into the kitchen, please? Then you got to stop hitting those buttons. All right, it is Transformers. You're right, Jeff. I was actually going to say, I hope you guys like Transformers, which I know you do. Can you stop? Come on around here. Come here. No, leave that here. Come here. He's bringing his Transformers over here. Yeah, definitely. Wipe this cake off your face. He's got some birthday cake left. Come here, come say hi.
Hi. Hi. Hi, everybody, do you like it?
Uh-oh. Why is there cake on this Transformer? Why is there cake on my hand? Are you feeding the transformer cake?
Yeah. We're gonna get one hungry.
Oh, the transformer's hungry?
Yeah. I'm hungry. I want some that cake in my mouth.
Does he like frosting?
Oh yeah.
Well, that's good. Is he diabetic?
I'm eating now.
He's eating all of it?
Yeah. I'm eating now.
Oh, that's good. All right. Can you take this into the bedroom, please?
Yeah.
I'll help you get it down. Transformers are hungry. All right. So the John Nunes, the GoPro Max in 360 is awesome. I've been experimenting with my GoPro Max. It's probably playing by reframing it. And that is one of the things. And John Nunes, I'm sure you have a nice computer, and this computer is relatively decent too. I am thinking though, from what I heard about it is stressful on your computer to do that. It's not, the way I would do it is keep it simple to follow from here to here, because these sort of transitions like that are going to take a lot of editing, because that GoPro Max, is that the one in 6K? That's a lot on the I'm thinking it's the video card. Autobots rollout, definitely. Yeah, me neither, George. It makes me appreciate them for what it is they do. Yeah, GoPro Max, it is nice, and that's the great thing about it is, you got one camera that if you set down in the middle of the field, let's say John Nunes, who flies an RC turbine, ask somebody unexperienced to follow that. Ain't gonna happen. But if you set that one camera down and you take off, you don't have to worry about it. You don't have to communicate with any camera person. You just fly. You be easy on yourself in your editing and don't go, this. But all you have to do is just, I don't know how you actually do it, but let's just theoretically, because it's 360, so I don't know the editing software for that. I don't know the pan zoom. But, and he's saying reframe it on the phone, 6K, use the accelerometers on my phone, and follow. Oh, I see. Okay. So essentially he's looking at the screen. And if he's seeing that plane move on his screen and he's tracking it like this, his phone is telling where to get the footage of the sphere. So he's just doing like this and keeping an eye on that plane as if he were filming it the first time. That's awesome. And then post edit in Adobe, same as here. Awesome, John Nunes. It's funny. I'm still getting to the GoPro, but the GoPro 7 Black that was and still is a leap of clarity. And I'm not at the. I don't know if it makes me want to do it, John. Now that I know that I can essentially do that, and here's why it is good, because you're not giving your computer 6K of all around spherical footage. You're only giving it that linear as if it's a single shot. So it doesn't have to digest as much. So it's not as bad. All right. Yeah, later, John. I'm guessing that is John Hill. Have a good night. See you tomorrow. 3:30 with your coffee. You're the man, John. So for editing, is there anything else somebody would like to see? Have to reframe it on the phone because those bastards at GoPro haven't released software for PC yet. Yeah, and they don't, the other GoPro footage doesn't work with anything but Windows 10. So I had to go, upgrade from Windows 7 to Windows 10 to use the GoPro footage here, the GoPro editing software in this computer. Let me see if I can pull that up, because I know RC Air Marshal was wanting to see that earlier. Let's see. GoPro Quick app. All right, so that's pulling up. Let me shut down the Adobe software. Yeah, Jackson. Yeah, you basically have to be familiar with how people fly their jets, how people fly their turbines in order to be able to follow it. And you have, the thing about turbine jet pilots is they're consistent. They have a line, and if you know the airplane, you just know where it's going to be, and you can even trust it. And that's what I also think that Jackson means about follow the plane ahead to catch it. So you're just knowing that it's going to go only so many places. But it's funny too when they psych you out and they go, and that turbine is way over there. Once you lose it, it's gone, and you just have to zoom out, get some footage if you can, and then just get some usable footage on the way back in, and you have to be fluid to follow it. That's the way to follow the turbine jets, at least for me. Deuces, gonna get up early. Have a good night, Mr. Deuces. Thanks for coming. Long hours, I bet you do. Long early hours, Deuces. You know, the GoPro's pricey and some of the other action cams do okay, but there are enough perks to the GoPro. Proper white balance, color reproduction, sound quality. They're the best out there. Yes, they are. And you got to pay. But that's also some of my point as well, is that, you know, you can take this with a grain of salt, because I have both. I have a $50 camera and a GoPro 7 Black. But I can tell that you guys can't tell the picture quality. It's really when you get into the higher frames and the more difficult things. If it's, say, setting it down in a field and asking it to sit still, a lot of the smaller cameras can handle that. A lot of the video that I've gotten, I've done some video setting a quad with a run cam split on it. So I basically just plugged in the quad, the run cam split was taking HD footage, and I used that to get another angle. I've used the run cam 2. I've also used that inside the plane, on the plane, all the different angles. That's really what I like about this stuff. You can make something different. And that's like Jeff was saying about, you know, my videos. Very creative. And I appreciate people like that recognizing it. You know, I do want to do something different, and I also want to help you guys out what I can. And I also want to thank Troy Crank RC for coming to the show. First time, as far as I know. I will make him a wrench. I'll make him a wrench. I'll make him a moderator. I'll give him a wrench. I'll make him blue. And if you guys would, welcome Troy Crank RC to the show. Thank you for stopping in. I certainly appreciate it. And thank you all those who thumbed up the show so far. It is always helpful to get more people in here, more people learning. Like his question, what camera setup is RC Informer using? I know some of you guys know that. You've probably flown with him in person. I'm sure he's got a nice one. You see, Jeff has got a SLR. However, most people can't use it like I can. Having 1/8" large 4K monitor on it helps, but trying to teach others to track a jet is hard. Definitely, Jeff. It's a lot of practice to track these planes. What else? Yeah, these phones. I mean, this thing right here, it's $1,000. It better have a good camera on it. Let's see some of the footage I got here recently. Let's see if I got anything good. I toured a CNC shop, and this is some of the super slow-mo video. Hopefully you guys can see that somewhat decent. So this one captures super slow-mo, but it also captures things at 960 frames per second. So when you guys are talking about those helicopter blades, like a 600 size helicopter the president of my club flies, I can track that and see those blades moving. I don't miss a frame. It slows it down that much. So that's another thing that I like to do with my videos is like we were saying in here earlier, the speed and the changing even back and forth. All right, so what were we going to do? We were going to do GoPro. Let's see. Let's pull up this GoPro video and the app, and then I'll show it to you guys. Let's see if I can do this within about 12 minutes. GoPro quick app. There we go. Didn't show up yet. Oh wait, there we go. Transition. All right. So put me in here except small. All right. Let's go through this GoPro app real quick. One thing I have is the media, and then recent and edits. All right, so we can go into one of the videos. This is Eiley out on the hill here. She's in my army jacket. I'm telling her to keep her gloves on because it was windy. She's got my plastic bat. And this video, I only used like 2 seconds of this whole clip, but that's fine. You know, over capture, find the good spots, and that's it. You know, and that's why I like the editing, because if you're not a Petronic Brothers and, you know, funny all the way through, entertaining, then you got to just get the small clips and use that. So this, let's see, adjust gauges. Here's where you add those gauges. You guys can see this. Now, if I go back, here's the speedometer, G-force, and we'll even add the GoPro. We'll hit save, and now they're on the video. Now, you can take them and move them around. You can speed it up or make it larger. Show your G-forces, your speed throughout time. This is the path. So if I go back here, you can tell maybe I'm just sort of moving around a little bit. Or maybe that's yeah. So you guys see what I'm talking about there? All right. Good evening, Mr. Cup Crazy stopping in. Good evening. Let me give you a wrench. I thought you've been around this show before. Maybe I somehow didn't give you a wrench last time. Welcome to the show, Mr. Cup Crazy. And you know, one of the things I think is you're essentially my neighbor. If you're in the Binghamton area, I'm in Syracuse, we're practically neighbors. You may have even flown at Stars Club. First time stopping in? Well, welcome. Have you flown at Stars up here in Phoenix, right above Syracuse? So yeah, you guys see the GoPro footage, right? Oh, you're in Arkansas now. Okay, from Elmira. Yeah. So if you guys don't know Elmira and Syracuse, you go south on 81. You go a little bit west. You're in Elmira. One of my buddies was there. I spent the night at his house when I went on a weekend warrior camping trip for when I was in the National Guard after my active duty, full-time Army. I served some time in the National Guard as well, and that's where one of the fellow guardsmen lived. Yeah, definitely, Gary. It has been fun. I hope you guys learned something. I hope I didn't push too much technical on you. I hope, you get something out of it. You get a little bit more creative or courage to try video editing in a different way, add another camera. If what it is you do is, you have somebody doing a camera like this, that's great. That's more than what most of us have. And if you want to try adding another camera as well, set it at the end of the runway, get that plane taken off and landing from that direction or another, add those clips in. And the more we try it, the better we're going to get. I didn't know anything about editing maybe a year ago, and I do fine with it. Every editing software is going to be difficult, no matter what. It's always going to be challenging, however much you pay for the platform or whether you get it for free. So the GoPro, does anybody else have any questions on that? Did you guys see that enough? I'll check out my, yeah, you guys are seeing how I did that. Let's go back to media. So if I get another video here, you'll see here's the gauges. That's what GoPro calls them. You can turn them on, turn them off. I don't need the GoPro logo on there. Turn off the cluster. Some of that stuff goes away. If you really want your audience to see the gauge, say this large, you can do that. I know one thing I got to do. I got to figure out why my GoPro only records 8 minutes 51 seconds or so at a time, and then it starts another loop. I haven't got into the settings that much yet. Think tank, drunk tank. But this is fun, and here's the other telemetry you get on here. Actually how fast you're going. I happen to be going, this was in my Optera, 57 miles an hour. And the Cessna the other day was going max, I believe, 64 miles an hour. So it's pretty cool to, see that your 150 Carbon Z is going 64 miles an hour. Started launching airsoft bullets around the living room yet? Okay, that's Boozer. Got himself a tank. That's cool. The dog hates the tank. Does the tank have FPV on it to chase him around the house? That almost sounds pretty bad. That sounds as bad as my autonomous bomber. If I put the iNav on my Freewing B-17, it'd be autonomous running missions bomber. Dude, I'm totally motherfucker, daddy fucker, chicken fucker stickers all over me. If my wife Rhonda gets a chicken, she's gonna call it Mother Clucker. Boozer West, does your tank have FPV on it so you can drive it around the house? FPV. And how are we doing on GB? GB was in the room earlier, but I don't know right now. And then, all right, so Farmer says, I got called in to plow. I left the chat without saying goodbye. It was an emergency plow. I had to clear the fire hall in town. Cool. Farmer says bye. He's up in Canada plowing snow. And then GB. Let's check in on YouTube. I'll get you guys the link so you don't have to go anywhere. We'll all go over there at once. I'll post it in here. We will see his show. I'm going to find it. Yep. So I'm setting a reminder, 2 minutes, 44 minutes, and we will head over there. Let me see if let's see if he answers me back here shortly. So I'll take this moment to thank everybody for stopping in. Now, I certainly appreciate all you guys coming to the show. I hope I helped you learn a little something. You guys also taught me. If you guys have a GoPro 7, let me know what setting I can do to not have it record in 8-minute chunks, but longer chunks. Hello, GB. I certainly appreciate it, and I know you'll do a good job as well. I'm excited to see your show. How are we doing on timing, GB? Let me know when, and whenever you're ready, GB, post the link. That way everybody can just go straight over to your show at once when you're ready. Post it in here, and as soon as you guys see the link from GB, hit it right away and go over to his show. And I'll do the same thing, GB. Hey, Fred. That's all good. You got some shopping in. That's good. Hopefully you made the missus and the kitties happy with your shopping, Fred. Working hard for them. Avon's got the balloon near the camera here. He's about to get a pop.
I won't get the pop. What?
The latest app update won't let me post a link. Are you ready, GB?
Yeah.
Should I post that link for you?
Yeah.
I got a copy.
Okay.
And if we're ready, we'll head over. All right.
Okay.
Thank you, everybody. It's certainly a pleasure. Thank you for all the thumbs up, the subscriptions, ringing the bell, and everything else. Josh Weaver, RC, signing out. Let's head over to GB's show. There's the link. Fill it up. Enjoy the GB show. I certainly appreciate hitting the like, Wild Bill. Definitely appreciate it. I'm going to put this later or at a different place. Right, Fred? I'm going to put that link in there again. I see RC Air Marshal made it over. He says, "What's up, homies?" Cool, cool.
Cool, cool.
You want to say goodbye to everybody?
Hi, goodbye, everybody.
Come
Oh. Goodbye, everybody.
Say bye. Say go watch GB's show.
Go watch TV show, everybody. I want to be that's that.
No, you don't play in fire. Blow it out. Good job.
I'm going to know you want to know.
For sure, Troy Crank. Thank you for stopping in. I'm going to head out, guys. I'm going to give you that link again. For sure, Eric. Let's head on over. I'm gonna close out this chat. See you guys. Thanks again. Live streaming. End stream.